let's get into this movie.
Woo!
You want Tooch, have you seen this movie before?
No, I never have. This was my first time watching it this week.
What were your impressions? Because I've seen it before, and so has Nina.
I'm pretty sure this is also the first Wes Anderson film I've seen.
Me too.
Let's just call him Wes Anderson.
Honestly, yeah. I think that was just like my mouth slipped. I didn't even mean to, like, that wasn't even like a brain thing. That was physically my mouth fucked up and it accidentally made the guttural noise. That's
who he is now and forever.
Adam West Anderson.
Adam West Anderson in his happy home in Hollywood.
Yeah, and it definitely, like, I really enjoyed it. It was very charming. And it had the charm and the dialogue and the kind of just story pacing that everybody told me Wes Anderson films were.
Yeah. And
like I dig it. I'm here for this. I can fucks with this. And yeah. It was super cool. The stop motion techniques were very interesting. This is a very unique looking stop motion film. It's definitely not in the same wheelhouse as your Wallace and Gromits and your Nightmares and your Normans. Yeah.
For the stop motion, they were actually trying to take inspiration from like the pioneers of stop motion, like Willis O'Brien or Ray Harryhausen. Like, they intentionally added imperfections to sort of give it that old feel.
Like like at no point, like regardless of how invested I got in the film, at no point did I have that suspension of disbelief. Like every single frame transition, I was like, "Yep, this is somebody taking a fucking still shot of a thing and then moving it slightly over and over again." Like it was very, and I could tell it was very intentional because it's all very rustic. It's very storybook. It's all very. You're not supposed to buy it, essentially.
Nah.
Yeah, it's based on a book of the same name by Roald Dahl, beloved children's author and horrible anti-Semite. Same guy what wrote Willy Wonka, Matilda, the BFG. What else did he do?
Did he do James?
Did he do James?
He did do James.
He did Jimmy and the Big Fruit. Jimmy's Big Old Fruit.
Jimbo's Big Old Butt Fruit.
That's what Randy Newman called it while he was writing music for it. Oh yeah, I got this new job writing music for Jimbo's Big Old Butt Fruit.
What the fuck? But yeah, unlike all those other Roald Dahl books, I had not heard of this story until this movie came out.
Yeah, it's not one that made the rounds in the elementary school library.
Nah, it did not. So it's a pretty basic film, or idea, because, it's based on a kid's book. You got Mr. Fox. He's a fox man, and his job is to steal, chickens and stuff from farmers. And he eventually gives that up to start a family. But he's getting into, I guess, a midlife crisis kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
It's Ocean's 11.
Yeah, and I need to
he's
do
a
one
George Clooney character. That was actually my first impression rewatching this movie was, oh yeah, George Clooney's fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's not that I can put up I can always put up with him because it's it always makes sense when they cast him in whatever character this is, but you have to detach yourself from the rest of his filmography, barring I don't know, Oh Brother Where Art Thou and Batman. Except for those two fucking films, he just plays I'm not gonna say himself because I don't know him.
No, he does. He does.
I don't know the man.
How?
But he plays his Hollywood persona. That's his brand.
Yeah, the same smug, fast, mumbly man.
But it's
so
that's Mr. Fox, and it works
so
for Mr.
handsome.
Fox. It does work for Mr. Fox.
Yeah, because Mr. Fox is also a smug pain in the ass. But man, yeah, as the movie got on, I got into its groove, and in the beginning when he's acting all smooth with his wife, it's ugh, you're the worst.
The only time, the only times, and the only thing I never ever warmed up to was his fucking whistle click. In the trailer, it was whatever, because I think they sped it up in the trailer. In this one, he'll say a thing, wait like a full second, and then go, and I'm like, shut up! I was like screaming at my computer.
I think it's a very Wes Anderson thing, because he's known for being quite twee, and that's kind of a twee thing. I'm reading here that it's, you can correct me if this is complete garbage, but it's based off of Hawkeye's Pierce from MASH?
Maybe.
I don't know enough about MASH.
I don't know anything about MASH.
I'm 24 years old.
I don't know MASH.
It would be, like, really pretentious if I knew anything about MASH.
I hear it's good.
I hear it was pretty good.
I hear it was
I'm
pretty
not
good.
I'm not gonna just sit down and watch it. That's never gonna happen. I'm sorry. I have too much stuff to do.
No.
Yeah, I don't know why he would take on this person's thing for MASH, but he does, and he does it a lot.
Yeah, but like I was less annoyed at his son's constant spitting. That was his son's thing. That was Ash's thing to just spit, and I didn't mind. That
didn't bother me at all.
Like, that was at least, like, he's a shitty kid. Like, who's gonna spit to, like, try to assert dominance?
I love it.
So he moves his family to a new house in the middle between these three crazy, scary farmer dudes.
But Bill Murray's like, don't do it.
Bill Murray. Yeah, Bill Murray is the
His
badger lawyer.
And he's Bill Murraying all over the place.
Sure is.
Pretty great.
But yeah, Bacchus, Bunce, and Bean. And
very English.
Yeah.
All the aminals are American, but it takes place in England. So
yeah, that's another thing that I eventually started noticing, and I'm like, what?
Because it's not until like second act where we start like seeing all the humans. Like the animals have their society and everything, and they like wear clothes and pants and shit, but they're still like small at whatever, and they live in holes, and the humans will shoot them.
Yeah. So like, I mean, that was criticized a lot when the film came out. Like, why it's Roald Dahl is English. Why is Americans? Why? You know, and I don't know. I guess it's just to separate the animal world with the human world.
Probably. Also, if Mr. Fox was British, I'd probably just hate him.
Yeah,
I'd probably just hate his
I probably
guts.
would hate it more, actually.
If Chris,
What
like,
if he was
there
like
would be no
John
one.
Cleese?
No, it wouldn't work. He's too old now. Young John Cleese, maybe.
But I like John Cleese the most when he's angry, and he didn't have any chance to do that. My favorite John Cleese skit is self-defense against fresh fruit, and there's no opportunity for that in here.
I haven't thought about that skit since I was in middle school.
I used to think about that. I used to like watch that skit every day in high school.
Oh my god. So yeah, Mr. Fox is like, I'm gonna steal from all three of these guys to prove that I still got it.
With help with the best character, Kylie the opossum.
He's the best.
He's just so great.
He's a minnow fisherman / plumber who was fixing his house.
He's a superintendent of the house.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
he's this like unassuming, like little meek dude.
He just kind of spaces out sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a possum. Opossum. Though I don't think opossums live in the UK.
I don't think they do.
No. He's special. Meanwhile, his nephew, Gustafson,
my favorite character, my fox son,
has come to visit because his father has double pneumonia, which sounds very bad. His son, Ash, and Gustafson have sort of a rivalry because Ash has a pretty intense inferiority complex.
Because his dad's George fucking Clooney.
Yeah. You know, he goes around wearing these white sort of superhero pajamas of his, like, favorite superhero, White Cape, I think. You could see some posters of it in his room. It's not a very nice costume.
Yeah, he's like this little dude. He's got really scraggly eyebrows.
He tucks his pants into his socks.
Yeah.
And doesn't wear shoes. He's played by Jason Schwartzman.
Who's apparently in every Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah, like every actor in this movie, I think, every main character is in every Wes Anderson movie.
Even Clooney?
Like,
and Streep?
Well, no, not Clooney. Bill Murray is.
Really?
Yeah. But usually he just cameos. Like, he's there for 5 minutes, and it's like, great, bye.
I gotta go be Bill Murray somewhere else.
Yeah.
What does that even entail anymore, Bill? Shut up.
It entails harassing people in public, and so they can't tell anybody they actually met Bill Murray.
Yep, he likes to do that. He likes to just go fuck with people and then just be like, no one will ever believe you.
Or like steal cigarettes out of people's mouths and shit.
Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah, and then I think he uses the Wilson brothers a lot. Owen Wilson played the gym teacher in this one.
Oh yeah.
Could you not tell that was Owen Wilson?
No, I knew it was.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I wasn't. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's Owen Wilson. I don't care.
Yeah, he was really good in Zoolander because his character was a chuckling idiot, but he was very well cast in that movie.
He also uses Willem Dafoe a bit, and he's the rat in this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nikki.
Yep.
Oh yes, of course. Every rat is Nikki.
You should be that guy for Halloween, Nikki. It'd be a pretty easy costume.
It's just a sweater. And like
you just need just get like a Frenchman costume and then put on one of those gross Halloween rat masks.
Yeah,
and
then get
snap
a knife.
a lot.
Yeah,
I can't snap with my left hand though, and I'll just have I'll have the knife in my left hand. And I'll snap with my right.
Yeah,
yep. And then you'll mug someone for real. You'll get way too in character, but then no one will bother you about it because we'll be in Philly.
Yeah. So I won't. Nobody will even notice. I'll blend in.
Absolutely not.
Double pneumonia is real, according to Wikipedia.
What? Is it like what? Is it in both lungs?
It redirects to acute respiratory distress syndrome, or ARDS.
Is it like both of your lungs are fucked up at the same time?
I guess it's.
I don't know.
It's a severe, life-threatening inflammation of the lungs.
It's like both your lungs and your kidneys because they're shaped kind of the same.
Yes,
yeah,
Nikki,
that's
exactly what double pneumonia is. Don't go out in the rain.
Just don't go outside. Everything's bad out there.
Yeah, and the thing with Gustafson is that he's like king shit of fuck mountain. He's like
he's the best person.
He's like he's an extremely skilled athlete, which is what Ash aspires to be. He's a hit with his cute girl, Agnes, and
he's taller than him, he's nicer than him, he knows
handsome.
karate, he meditates, his dad likes him. Ash's dad, Mr. Fox, will take him on heists. Like this nephew he barely knows, he's like, come with me and steal these chickens.
Look at that kid. He's so great. Ash, look how great this other kid is. God, I love him.
Yeah, and who is he played by?
Wes Anderson's brother, who is not an actor, but he's in every single one of. He's in like
Eric
a bunch of Wes
Anderson.
Anderson films.
South Anderson.
Yeah, South Anderson.
He's not
North,
East.
North,
he's South.
North Anderson.
No, okay.
No, but because it fits. I found one that fits. But no, it's Eric Anderson, and he's not an actor, but he's been in only Wes Anderson films as cameos in Life Aquatic, Royal Tenenbaums, Rushmore, Moonrise Kingdom. He's like a writer illustrator for like the New York Times and magazines and shit. And every so often, Wes just calls him up like, "Hey, baby bro, you want to
mumble into this microphone?
You want to be in a movie?" And he's like, I don't know, I'm kind of drawing this picture, I guess. But it's not for the deadline, it's not for another month, so I don't know, I guess I could come over, sure, okay.
Yeah, Ash and Gustafson just mumble at each other this whole movie. I'm surprised they don't get along.
But it's like, Ash is so underspoken, but like seething with rage, but
yeah,
like
I
not.
love Ash.
Apparently that's all of Wes Anderson's dialogue.
Yeah, I definitely believe it. Yeah. The
interesting thing, we would be able to bring more of this if we had seen any other Wes Anderson movie, but they're not cartoons.
My parents really wanted me to watch Moonrise Kingdom, and I was like, nah, I don't care about two kids who run away from camp. I really don't.
I would care if they were cartoons.
Now, if it was a cartoon, yeah.
I'll watch that episode of Camp Lazlo.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, because Wes Anderson is an artiste, instead of recording the voices in a booth like a normal person,
forgot about this.
He had the actress perform on location in various natural environments, like farms or fields or dirt tunnels. Wherever the scene was supposed to take place, he's like, okay, everybody, let's set up a sound stage in this barn so you guys can be in character when you record.
Because they're actors and not voice actors, and they don't know how to. They don't know how to pretend just with their mouth.
Yeah,
they gotta pretend with their whole everything.
And logistically, that doesn't make any sense.
That
to me.
sucks.
There's
And it's
wind
also
and
like
shit.
he can only do that because he's this indie Hollywood darling and has the money to burn.
Yeah, like how?
Yeah, because
like,
all
they
that
record
all
under
that
a
says to me is that there is an unedited together second version of this film that is live action.
But they're just standing around.
No, like they're doing shit. Like I've seen them film it, I think.
Yeah, no, like how do you record under a tree without all the wind and the leaf?
They have those big giant fuzzy mics. Like they
yeah, I mean, like what they do in
them.
live action. I assume they're using the same sound equipment.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like going back to like Golden Age, like pre-war Disney and shit, where like there was no reference, so they actually filmed the movie with the actors and then drew it.
Yeah.
There just wasn't any reference in the world.
Yeah. Well, speaking of actually filming things, Bill Murray not only played the Badger, but apparently he played the wolf at the end of the movie. So they were doing this scene with the wolf, and West was like, we need somebody to be the wolf, so you guys have someone to act opposite. And it's like, really? Okay, Wes Anderson. So Bill Murray was like, I can be the wolf. So he ran really far away from them, so he was super tiny, just like in this how the scene was supposed to be. And as Jason Schwartzman described it, and he turned around and actually became the wolf. Like it's almost as if he embodied the wolf, and he acted it out for us, and it was so inspiring and so beautiful. And West actually took out his camera phone, filmed it, and then sent that footage to the animators to base the wolf off of Bill Murray.
He just
Bill
stood
Murray
there!
Is the uncredited wolf in this movie.
The wolf just stood there and did nothing!
Jason Schwartzman, you sycophantic piece of crap.
And it was so good, it was as if he practiced it. I mean, it was incredible, his wolf performance.
Is this a bit? Is he goofing us? Like,
I don't know.
Is this not
I can't
serious?
tell if he's like, this is like a great goof, or this
If
guy's
it was
just
Bill Murray, if it was Bill Murray describing himself in the role, then that'd be obvious because he's never serious.
No.
This is an interview by the Daily Actor. I think it's real.
Everything
Everything else in this interview sounded real enough.
Also, that scene didn't work at all.
No, it was
that was
dumb.
the weakest
and
scene
they put
in the
it in
movie.
the trailer.
Yeah, like I think this is a good movie. That scene sucked. It was nothing.
He realized the difference between him and an actual wild animal.
Yeah, but like they didn't do it well enough.
No, it was
just because you tried doesn't mean you succeeded.
Yeah, I mean it was very vague because like there are all these animal people with clothes and shit, but this was just a wolf. Like he wasn't on his hind legs. He didn't have clothes. He was just
still
there.
like put his fist in the air, which a wolf can't do.
No.
And I'm a fan of like running themes that don't necessarily go anywhere, but it's just like imagery linking the film together. Like I dig it, but I hate it when it's almost kind of there and I see it, but then there's never any like payoff. Like the wolf thing, really, and something that even less payoff was like I really dug how his wife had that hobby of painting thunderstorm landscapes.
Yeah,
and then it was like really stormy on the day that the thing happened, but I was expecting like that to go somewhere, and it didn't. It didn't even like rain, I don't think.
No, like the closest payoff is that when she painted the landscape of like the plan, there was thunderstorm. There was like lightning in the background, and like that was it.
Well, it's because she can only draw. It was a joke. She can only draw a landscape if it has thunderstorms in it.
Yeah, like I got that much, but like it's just something that didn't go anywhere. It's just like, oh, here's a quirk for a character to have, and it's like it was kind of funny, but it's like there was no payoff to it.
Yeah. I was expecting, like, the minute I saw that, I was expecting, like, the third act, there's going to be a big thunderstorm and lightning is going to strike something important and do something and save the day.
Nah.
Something.
She just painted a really cool mural.
Well, I just wrote a better movie.
What?
You need like a quick like battle plan map. This like exquisite mirror. I guess that's like the joke. I don't know. It's hard to tell where the jokes begin and end in this movie.
Once again, I loved this movie.
It was good.
I love this. This is like the third time I've seen this movie. It's really fun. I don't know. It just gives me a good feeling. Like it's very different. There's a lot of things that don't work, but like overall, it ties itself together pretty nicely. I think.
Yeah. I just got off on a tangent there.
Yeah. But, like, you know, they had to add some stuff to the film. Like, in the original draft of the book, it ends with the foxes.
It ends with that toast.
Yeah, it ends with the toast because, and the whole, it's poetic. I don't remember the exact line. But, you know, basically the farmers are just standing by the hole waiting forever, and the animals are laughing because they won. But apparently Dahl had some other drafts of the book, and he did have a draft with them finding the supermarket. So the movie they basically pulled from like literally everything they could find for the story, because it's a very small, short, it's a children's book, you know?
Yeah.
And they had to kind of add a lot. Like the whole dynamic with Mr. Fox and his family, that wasn't in the book. Like his relationship with his son or his wife. Like originally he had 4 sons, and they just condensed it to the one kid and then the cousin. So they had to change some characterization to like make it a movie.
Yeah.
You know, and not just like a cool poem about a fox and English children singing about singing
unintelligibly. What's weird is like when people sing, they don't have an accent. Like you listen to somebody sing and like you can't determine where they're from unless they're little kids, and then they're extremely British.
Yeah.
See also Another Brick in the Wall.
Oh yeah, I can't get that's. Oof.
Yep.
Or the Beatles. The Beatles kept their accents.
Yeah, they kind of did a little bit. But Wes himself was also in the film. He played the Weasel realtor, and they even filmed an acceptance speech of the Weasel, of Wes as the Weasel, for whatever Oscar the film won, which I'm sure it won something. Or maybe it didn't and was just nominated.
You know, preparation.
Very twee all around, you know.
But very tolerably so.
Yeah, I definitely think so. It's the kind of twee that I like. You know, I like twee things. I really do.
Oh, okay,
like, I like Belle and Sebastian and shit. Like, I love twee things.
Okay, you guys are gonna love this. In 2010, the film was nominated for the 2010 Critics' Choice Awards for Best Animated Feature, the Golden Globe Award for Best Animated Feature, the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, and for Best Original Score, but ultimately lost all the nominations to Up.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
This is a good movie. It's not as good as Up.
No.
Well, also, even if it wasn't, it's Disney Pixar, so...
Yeah. But, like, Up is maybe the best movie Disney Pixar made.
Oh, yeah, no, totally.
You're not gonna beat
like,
Up.
It's deserving. I'm just saying, like, even if it wasn't Up, I'm pretty sure it still would have lost to whatever Disney Pixar thing was out instead.
Yeah.
Unless it was Cars.
Yeah.
Even the Academy's like, oh, fuck this.
No.
Kids don't care who Cheech Marin is.
Oh my god.
Why do you put these guys in the movie? What kid knows who George Carlin is?
Okay, yeah, he did use that. He did use that acceptance speech for a special filmmaking achievement award by the National Board of Review in January of 2010.
Yeah, because the film flopped, like, majorly, like,
really?
financially speaking. Yeah.
That sucks, because stop motion, that probably took him forever to make.
Yeah, and speaking of that, you know, Wes Anderson, I'm sure, is a good filmmaker, but just because you can make a live-action film doesn't mean you know jack shit about directing a stop-motion film.
And, you know, vice versa.
Exactly. And what I've read is, it was a very similar case to, say, like, Nightmare Before Christmas, where it's Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, it's his story, but he didn't direct the movie. He doesn't know how to make those kinds of movies. And Wes Anderson was the same. The second director of the film, who was more the animation director, was a guy named Mark Gustafson, who, you know, did all the animation direction while Anderson just gave directions through email. Anderson directed the actors and co-wrote the script. But this was the guy that actually, like, made the movie.
Yup.
And so that's very important to say, because, like, apparently even the cinematographer of the film was like, how is this Wes Anderson's movie? I'm not filming anything with this chump. Like,
yeah, it's like, this dickhead's making George Clooney stand in a barn? Yeah, I can see that, because, like, he's doing all his signature shit that, like, doesn't necessarily translate.
Like, apparently Mr. Fox's suit was made from a piece of fabric from one of West's own suits. Indie director shit like that. Meanwhile, some other guy's like, okay, I actually have to fucking make this a movie because,
Because this is just...
This ain't magic, son.
Apparently Henry Selick was supposed to do this one, too, which would have solidified him as just the stop-motion king of the world.
Was he the guy who actually directed Nightmare?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Henry Selick, he did frickin' Nightmare, he did James and the Giant, he did James and the Giant Peach, and
Did he do Coraline?
Monkey Bone. Yeah, he did Coraline.
Yeah, that's why Selick didn't do the movie. He left to do Coraline.
Yeah. The same way that, like, was Burton working on Batman at the same time, which is why he didn't direct Nightmare?
No,
or did they
Nightmare
just be like, they
was-
just brought somebody in who knew what they were doing?
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe, I don't know.
Nightmare was his story. Like, he would
It was
go
his
in-
screenplay. He wrote it.
He wrote it. He designed the characters.
Well, no, the
like-
screenplay was written by Caroline Thompson. Tim Burton wrote, like, a shitty little poem while he was looking at some window decorations. And he produced it.
Well, I remember in his special features, the composer, the guy who wrote all the songs, like, he would
Elfman?
have him meet...
Danny Elfman?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That guy!
You know, of Oingo Boingo fame.
They would have meetings, and Burton would be like, okay, this is what I want to have happen in this scene, and this is what I want the characters to feel, and then Elfman would be like, okay, and then he would write the song.
And then bump, 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 bump.
Honestly, Tim Burton's better when he's not the only one in charge.
Like most auteurs, because auteurism is just, it's not true most of the time.
No. And, this film is similar in a lot of regards. Because I can't imagine.
Some other people were in there and it's like, this is not a movie. Let's make it a movie.
And it was a funny movie.
It's funny,
yeah.
and it's fun, it's exciting, it's good character moments, it's gorgeous.
It's so beautiful. The art direction is gorgeous. Like, that's why we're reviewing this movie for November. Like,
It's so
post-Halloween.
orange.
Yeah, everything's orange, and there's all these
mostly
lovely,
orange.
all these fields and quaint paths, and it's like, oh, it's so, like, you just want to walk into it and read a book under a tree and, like, drink some hot tea. It's really pretty.
Get
Some
fucked up on cider.
alcoholic apple cider.
Oh my god, I really wanted some hard cider. That's my favorite drink of choice.
I should have
It's
bought some. I
pretty
went out
great.
and tried some new beers today, and so far they haven't been good. I should have just gotten some cider.
I just try new cider. That's what I want to do. Speaking of Cider Man, he's
Does whatever
fucking
a
crazy.
cider can.
He's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, even the other dudes were like, I don't know. I mean, whatever.
When he freaked out in the trailer, I was legitimately, like, worried.
That was a great scene. He just destroys every object in there. The other guys are like, yeah, we're suffering some pretty bad losses. Q3's looking really bad. We gotta do something about it. He's like, I'm gonna eat the fox! He wears its tail on his neck. That's psychotic!
Also, like, okay... 'cause
I loved
before-
his son, though. The son that was always watching TV and eating cake. He was like, Dad's on fire!
But, like, I think... Because, like, before the third act, when they really started having out with the fox and, like, having dialogue with Mr. Fox, I didn't understand the meta, like, rules with the foxes and the people. Did the people still think they were regular animals? Did they know? I mean, it turns out they knew, but that they were all talking and wearing tiny suits and shit. But, like, up until that point, the first hint we got was that, like, the rat that guards the cider was, like, employed by him, apparently. So for that, I was, like, really confused. I was like, wait, did did this man hire a rat? Like, was there an interview process? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, in the book,
I'm used to a lot of modern day animal fables being like the humans don't know that we're absolutely conscious and have our own spoken language that's also theirs.
But they exchange letters in this movie.
Yeah, using
That was a
tiny
good goof.
magazine clippings.
that was a
great
really
goof.
good.
You know who Bean reminded me of was the guys from Box Trolls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also,
I'm
I
looking
feel
at
like-
some of the cast list here. Bean's son was played by Garth Jennings, who's one of the directors of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie, which is better than a lot of people say it is, but it's not great.
No.
But it's not terrible.
It's okay.
Adrian Brody was the little Vole tailor, and
He was
the,
so cute. I
and
want to
the
fight.
chef rabbit was Mario goddamn Batali.
What? He had like no lines except for when he was talking about apples and basting.
Whoop.
Yeah, this is the one scene where he's like, let's cook the apples, and they got Mario Batali in there.
The things you can do in your Hollywood darling.
Apparently, his signature clothing style includes a fleece vest, shorts, and orange Crocs.
Yes, they do.
Batali?
It does.
Yeah,
Batali? Yes.
that's on the
Orange
that's on the top paragraph of his Wikipedia.
No, like he outbought like all the orange Crocs. Like he has like a lifetime supply of orange Crocs just stored
he
away
bought
in
'em
his
all.
mansion.
He came to the warehouse and said, "Yeah, that this crate." Money.
In the novel, the rat, he was just a scavenger, like taking advantage of the fact that he could have all this free cider. He wasn't actually like
A
a
mercenary.
bad guy. Fox was just like, get the fuck out of here, and he was like, okay, in the book. But they, like everything else, they expanded on him for this film.
I mean, he was Willem Dafoe. Of course, he was gonna be sleazy.
And snappy.
Yeah. And like there was that whole dramatic scene where he ends up killing him, and then Kylie's just like, that was bananas!
No, he was bananas.
He went bananas. Kylie was so good. Kylie is like the flute cop of this movie, where like he's the only guy to like step back and be like, this is ridiculous. But not like in a protesting way, but like, he's like the only
What the fuck
normal
was
guy.
that?
Man, that's gonna be my main topic when we talk about Axe Cop, is how they completely reinvented Flute Cop. That's not what we're talking about now, though.
No.
But like, I think my two favorite bits, aside from everything Ash and Christopherson did together, was the every single swear word replaced with cuss. Including,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, there was some graffiti on a building, and it just said
Yeah.
cuss in graffiti font.
Yeah.
And,
I was partial to cluster cuss.
Cluster cuss. And that guy that was writing that ballad song about Mr. Fox during the montage, and the cider
I
dude just
think
comes
his name
out.
was.
His name was Petey.
P.
'Cause
Played
it's
by
his-
Jarvis Cocker.
I'm looking
And
at
then-
Jarvis Cocker, that's what he looks like.
He's
And
a
then the dude
musician.
just comes out, it's like, well, it's bad. You wrote a bad song, Petey.
You're just making it up, this is terrible!
He's just making it up while you go along. Like, that's just poor songwriting. You wrote a bad song.
It was so great. The music
it
in this
was-
movie is pretty good, you know, it's got a lot of mouth harp.
Very folky.
As you'd expect.
Yeah. I love their silly dances.
Yeah, those silly
Yeah.
jank-ass dances.
They're
Like, I think that's
janky.
what they were talking about when they're talking about Harryhausen, was like, here's 4 frames.
Yeah, like they moved much smoother, but then when they started dancing, it was just like, hup, hup.
Or, like, anything
Here's
that-
an elbow that wasn't there before.
Or like any of those like wide shots, like in the beginning when they're infiltrating the chicken farm. Him
Yeah,
and
like
the
all their
wife.
walk cycles are very stiff.
Yeah.
And the wide shots is like, we can cut out half these frames. Anderson's not going to notice.
He'll probably love it.
Again, like I'm not knocking it. I think it was like a purposeful, intended effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. It made
like,
it very
the
different.
thing that struck me
you
the
know?
most is like because it's like all of the animals are using like real like fur over top of them, like which you almost don't want to do for stop motion traditionally, because what ends up happening is when you move them with your big dumb hands, you move the fur, and you can like their fur is constantly vibrating in this entire film. And but again,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they knew and they didn't care and they wanted that. Yeah.
That's what they wanted. I mean, and like, I mean, with all those really creepy close-ups of these
Yeah.
puppet people,
Honestly,
that's what
like
they were
the
going
humans
for,
looked pretty good though.
No, the humans look really good.
Yeah, they're like some Leica quality stuff.
But it's so weird. It was so weird, like seeing Mr. Fox and them like act like whenever they did animal stuff, but it's like a man proportioned creature in like a suit, and it's like this is uncomfortable.
Like whenever they ate, I thought it was a great bit because it's like because that was the whole point. Like they're like, oh, we're gonna have our our nice little civilized society in our suburban life, but it's like, nah, we're animals in clothes, like.
But like the beagle was still the dogs were all just dogs, and
the
also
other animals were just other animals. These guys were just weird. That was the point.
Yeah, and also that beagle was bigger than a fox. So, like all the other animals were like in scale to one another, but not to everything else.
Foxes are kind of on the smaller side than dogs.
Yeah, but they're not smaller than beagles. They're maybe the same size.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't. I mean, the rat and Mr. Fox were like the same size.
Oh, yeah, there's also that. Well, I mean, you live in New York. Haven't you seen some that are like the size
I keep being told that there are huge rats, but most of the rats I see are pretty small, and I've been seeing a lot of baby ones.
I love rats.
And they're very cute. Pizza Rat's not big.
Yeah.
He's a celebrity.
He's only big in status.
He represents all rats.
He's the new mayor.
He's the new Halloween costume.
What, like a guy in a rat costume?
No, like you can go to the Halloween
pizza?
store and buy a Pizza Rat costume.
It needs to be a couple's costume.
They have a sexy Pizza Rat costume.
Which that's my OTP question. Out of your OTP, which is the rat and which is the pizza?
Oh.
I thought he was it's one person goes as pizza rat, the other goes as cigarette crab.
Or that. Whoever smokes has to be cigarette.
I guess I'll be cigarette crab.
No, you need.
You
need
kind of
one
already
of those,
are
you need one of those
crab.
You just need one of those crab hats, and then just wear your normal outfit.
I'm crabby.
I love those two stupid animals so much because they're two of the best animals carrying the two coolest things to put into your body.
That's very true.
Yay. I loved how all the smoke in this movie, speaking of smoking, was like cotton.
Yep.
That was really nice. It reminded me of watching like old Santa Claus Comes to Town or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The RankinBass. Yeah, where it's like practical effects.
Yeah, I'm one of the few people who can actually enjoy RankinBass. I know a lot of people just get creeped out by the poor animation, but...
What, are they not... Were they not children?
I guess they were scared as children.
This is fucking Ramses all over again. I hate people.
Me too!
I mean, I was scared by Ramses, but I always loved RankinBass.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like what? Like, come on! How you gonna be spooked? How you gonna be spooked by that
I think it was more
abominable
Uncanny
snowman?
Valley. Like, it was like...
Okay.
Why?
Kids don't know what the goddamn Uncanny Valley is.
Kids are Uncanny Valley. They're like
you
almost
ever seen
people.
a kid?
It's weird.
Like you're.
They're so short.
So your head's huge.
Your head's huge. Your teeth are huger. Get out of my face in life.
You can only count to like 30. Come on, at that point you just keep doing the same thing again.
And this is the thing. Like when I was in kindergarten, everyone was like, we went around the classroom. It was like everybody count as high as they can. And like one thing that was weird is that like one kid would count lower than the next kid. It's like, just do what he did, stupid. But like I was the only kid what could count to 100, and I was like everyone was so impressed. It's like you just keep counting. Yeah. There's a pattern. We're in base 10.
This was 5-year-old you.
This was 5-year-old me. I was like, this is very simple.
Yeah,
so like 5-year-old Nikki just like, I need a cigarette.
I actually remembered, I was like, I could have gone to 109, but was tired. I just stood there and counted to 100. Fuck you. Listen, with my cigarette-ravaged lungs, I couldn't do that now.
You also thought using a VCR was easy peasy at 5.
You push the buttons!
I mean, like, yeah.
Like, okay, if it was like in the 80s when there was tracking and everything, maybe. I don't even know what that is.
Didn't you used to hook up your game system to the TV yourself?
Yeah, but, okay, again, that was back in the day, there was one plug. It was that satellite thing, and you just put it in, and you plug the thing into the wall, and you're good.
Yep.
It took me years to figure that out.
The hard part was untangling the controllers. What were we talking about?
Fantastic Mr. Fox, and how it's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
We're newspaper critics. Anything else about this movie?
When Mr. Fox was like, did that first job when he infiltrated the first farm and knocked out all the
beagles with blueberries.
He was really careful about knocking out every single freaking beagle he found, and then he got the thing, and he was on his way out, and he was just about to finish the mission, but then he got spotted and shot at and hurt real bad, and I was like, oh, so it's me playing Metal Gear Solid.
Oh.
See, if it was me playing Metal Gear Solid, the mission starts and I just get shot at.
Ash had a really rad room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His room was so rad. What was this about them feeling poor? Bullshit.
Fucking model train kits are not cheap.
No, especially such tiny, intricately built ones.
Yeah, keep in mind, these are tiny people.
Anytime they had any kind of, like, more advanced electronic technology, I'm like, how'd they make it that small?
So tiny.
Also, sometimes they would... I want to say that this is the one thing I'm gonna predict might be a continuity error, is that sometimes they would steal from the big humans, and they would steal little animal-sized things, and I'd be like, why did they have that?
Yeah, they would go steal chickens, and it was like, okay, at first, it's like a regular-sized chicken, but then when it's all cut up and dressed for Mrs. Fox to cook it, it's like proportioned like how a chicken would be to a human.
But then also like one time, like when they're stealing in that montage, when they're stealing everything, Kylie's carrying like a him-sized TV.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
that's like the screen's like the size of a silver dollar.
So it's like I wonder in this world where the conscious human-like animals and the people exist and know about each other, do grown humans just like buy their animal shit just to have as like decorations, just to be like, fuck you.
You can't have this, I have it. I have all the human money.
Look at this tiny TV. It works somehow. Fucking wow. It gets animal friends.
It's a movie, you guys. I don't think they really cared to think about it that much. This movie was fun, and if you haven't seen it, check it out. It'll be a nice, easy...
You can rent it on Amazon Instant Video, $4. $3 if you don't want to put out all the money for HD, which fucking do that.
You should
asshole.
definitely do that.
They shouldn't even have the SD option.
Like, this movie, you need to... Like, I was going through different players, and I was like, no, I need to watch this in its best quality as possible. It's very beautiful. Like, the details on the props are gorgeous, and you need to see them, so...